Alright, so I'm back, and again we're going to continue looking at the Space Venom wave. So this is the way I'm going to do these from now on. I'm going to do all the characters from the wave that are just kind of like, and then take the jewels out and review the jewels individually, if I get the whole wave. Because I'm not into a lot of these waves. Like the Vulture Build-A-Figure. I got the Walmart exclusive Vulture and Spider-Man 2 pack, so I'm not gonna build the movie Vulture. I'm not a huge fan of the movie figures, but of the Space Venom wave, these are the two jewels of the set. So we're gonna look at the lesser of the two, and that's gonna be Electro here. So he's got his iconic lightning bolt mask on. Looks awesome. Absolutely awesome. I love it. That's what I've always wanted in an Electro figure. Is this right here. I think it's great. You can take it off and go with this where he's like burned his face with electricity or some stupidness. You can go with that, but that's not my cup of tea. I like classic Electro look. Now he's got the lightning bolt fingertips that I think the movie Electro had. I really wish he would have came with some regular hands too, but this'll do, I guess. But I mean, it does make him look, powerful. So anyway, head is on a swivel ball joint. So you get great range of motion. This is all softer plastic, so you can kind of maneuver around it. So that's a good use of soft plastic. I'm not a huge fan of it, but when it's used right, it works. This hinge shoulders with the butterfly joint. This is the stock Spider-Man body. Double bend elbow. Hinged hands with the swivel. Bicep or ab crunch, waist swivel, hips are on ball joints. They only go out that far, but you get all the way up. Thigh swivel, double bend knee, no foot swivel, but he does have the rocker and tilt. So all in all, I mean, it's like, I don't like the electric hands, but at the same time, it's like any pose you get him into, he looks like he's ready to go. So that's really, really cool. I love it. 10 out of 10. I think the only improvement he could have had was the regular hands, but at the same time, these aren't terrible either once you get them posed. I mean, it works. It works pretty well. So I do really like it. This is such a good figure. But now he's going to be overshadowed, because here is the Hobgoblin. And just awesome. Just awesome. So he's got the Goblin Glider, which is this is the classic Hobgoblin look. The Roderick Kingsley Hobgoblin. Not to be confused with Jason Macendale Hobgoblin. He had a slightly different design for his glider. Now this one, here's where I think it's a little unfortunate the way they did this, because of the cape. Now, Jason Macendale had the tattered cape. Kingsley always had, as any comics I had with Kingsley in it anyway, he had the solid cape. So I really wish he would have came with an alternate cape, or they could have just done a repackage and did one with the solid cape and one with the tattered cape. And he does come with the demon possessed head, which again is Macendale. So I think it would have been cool to get both, because I would buy two. If I could find another one of these guys for cheap, I probably would buy another one. But yeah, that's my thought there. It's just, I think they should have done a more solid cape for Kingsley, and then done the tattered cape for Macendale, and then you could have gotten 2 uses out of the same exact mold. But that's okay. I mean, I'm not going to complain too much. So head's on a ball joint, so you can just pull it off, and you can switch it out with the different head. But you get the ball joint, so left, right, up, down. Cape kind of gets in the way with it, but it's not bad. Shoulders, disc hinged up and down. You can hear those ratchets going. Bicep swivel, double bend elbow, wrist swivel with the in and out, ab crunch, waist swivel. Belt is free floating piece. Hips go up and down, in and out. Thigh swivel, double bend knee, foot swivel, and then it's got the tilt and rocker. And he does come with the pumpkin bomb as well. And then for the glider, you just kind of pop his feet in there, and he's good to go. Nothing too spectacular there. Now let's put the demon head on. So yeah, the cape comes off. So just like I said, it's just kind of unfortunate that they didn't do that. I ordered a soft good cape for my Moon Knight. I wonder if that guy's done like a hobgoblin cape too. Because if he does, I'll probably buy it. Although I didn't know it was coming from Malaysia, so that's a long time to wait. All right, so. That is and here he is next to Moon Knight, just because if you're a huge Moon Knight fan like I am and a huge Hobgoblin fan, you'll know that these two are a very, very big missed opportunity for a new rivalry back in the early 90s. Because in the 90s, during the Mark Spector Moon Knight run, it was revealed that him and Macendale, they knew each other back in their mercenary days. And Macendale was like the how far he could have fallen, almost mirror image of Moon Knight kind of thing. The thing that he did not want to happen to him. So it was a cool dynamic to see them face off. I think a total twice. Once when Macendale had the demon that later became Demo Goblin, and Moon Knight beat the demon out of him. I mean, it was already weakened because of, I want to say Blaze and such. But Moon Knight's issue was the last time you actually saw the demon-possessed Hobgoblin. And then later on, Moon Knight had some adamantium armor and was investigating like a murder mystery thing with Spider-Man. And they came across Macendale without the demon. And I really, like I said, I really think they missed a golden opportunity to have a feud in between Hobgoblin and Moon Knight, like a continuous one, because it would have been great, especially with Macendale not having the super strength at the time. So they would have been, equally matched with just their fighting skill. So I think that would have been an amazing series. And maybe even because, there's so many other super powered goblins out there. Maybe I think they should have taken Macendale out of the Spider-Man comics and just strictly into Moon Knight comics. And then Spider-Man could have faced off against the Demo Goblin. Because that one was a super powered version, so it would have been harder for him to fight. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Golden opportunity just thrown away. But for me, I will always kind of think of what could have been in between these two. It could have been one of the greatest comic book rivalries of the 90s, I think. But, whatever. So, anyway, back to these guys. The Hobgoblin, of course, I'm giving a 10 as well. These two are by far the best out of the wave, and I would easily argue that they're worth the whole wave purchase. If you can't find Electro and Hobgoblin for a good price by themselves, I would sit here and say get the whole wave then, because the whole wave isn't too hard to find, and the whole wave is definitely worth it for these two. I could say that. And the Spider-Man and Miles Morales, I mean, they look good in this too. So it's a good wave. It's got a few turds in it, but ultimately I think it's worth it. So yeah, I guess that's really it. Now I need to get the Sandman wave so I can get that Green Goblin, because this, I think, is probably the best Marvel Legends figure I've ever played with. I'm having a really hard time thinking of any Marvel Legends figure that I think I enjoyed more. Maybe Scarlet Spider, but even then, this guy is just he's just so good. I'm really excited to get the Green Goblin at some point. So yeah, there you go. Hobgoblin, Electro, huge yeses.